Radio Free Tatooine presents Galactic War Report, a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes podcast.
Boshuda, fellow holotable hustlers, you're tuned into Galactic War Report, a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes podcast that's better than some and worse than others. I'm Sean, a.k.a. the other Sean, and sitting across the holotable from me is Josh, a.k.a. the Golden Pop-Tart.
So we were back from our week off of traveling and fun. I had some car breaking down, but other than that, it was a lot of fun.
That's not fun. That's never fun.
I mean,
yeah, and we come back and it's snowing.
I know, right?
I swear, it's every Wednesday in Michigan. It is the worst day. They're just terrible.
You get to a certain point where we're just kind of done. And I'm sorry, but in April, we need to be done.
We need to be done with this. It's April showers killing our flowers. It's awful. All right. Enough complaining about that. Let's complain about Galaxy of Heroes. It's been a wild couple weeks, and we were off last week, and all this news kept popping out, and I just thought, well, we're just going to have a big, stupid show in a couple of weeks. So here's our big, stupid show. We're going to be talking about focused Datacrons. We are going to be talking about the new dark side clones, or what we know about our new era battle, which is that could be its own whole hour episode about grievances. We have a new Datacron set that has been it's not just advertised, it's in game for the upcoming Conquest and so much more. But first, let's do our regular thing and celebrate some blurf days. All right, this week sees a few blurf days on the 11th. As this show releases, we are celebrating Gungan Phalanx finally turning 1 year old, and now accelerated or almost accelerated? I don't know. I don't think it's accelerated yet.
Not yet, but I was just thinking that we haven't seen it yet, but it has to be real soon.
Yeah. On the 12th, we have Darth Malak finally turning 6 years old. 6 years of that butthead. I don't have a good thing to say about him.
I mean, he's the character that you said, I'm done.
Yeah, he's the guy. Yeah. He's the guy that made me quit the game. This is stupid. I'm done. I'm out. Hanging up my hat. Yeah. But now, I kind of like him. Yeah. I like playing as him. I use him on attack. And man, that little force drain thing that he does, it's a very satisfying move.
Oh, yeah.
So, I love it. On the 13th, we celebrate both Ghost and Phantom 2 turning 8 years old.
8.
Wow. 8 years of Ghost and Phantom 2. And then on the 15th, we're celebrating Tick turning 4 years old. He's been in the game for 4 years. The OG Bad Batch. And still the only version of him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, happy Blurf Day, everybody. Now, this is my smooth transition, is to just say,
it's perfect,
now,
right?
Let's take a look at this week's upcoming in-game events, brought to you by swgohevents.com. For a complete list of past, present, and future events, swgohevents.com is a universe of info in a galaxy of heroes. Now, this week we've got a few things coming. On the 11th, we've got an Omega battle that'll be Imperial Fleet. On the 12th, we have an assault battle of Forest Moon. On the 13th, we've got the defense of Dathomir, where you get your Mother Talzin shards and or Zetas. And then on the 14th, we got a territory battle starting right back up. It's going to be a light side or Rise of the Empire if you're so inclined. And we are so inclined.
We are, definitely.
Then we will have Conquest on the same day, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because Monday.
And then an Omega battle on Coruscant as well. So it's a real Power Monday kind of thing. On the 15th, we have Discarded Doctrine to get your Executor blueprints.
I'll be finally done with that.
Oh, that's going to be the
yes, finally. After all of this time, it is finally done.
I love it. And after that, on the 16th, we have Secrets and Shadows, our assault battle. So, not a bad week. It's just one bad day. Monday. It's going to be insane. That said, but before we get into this week's top stories, let's give a quick shout out to our fantastic Patreon supporters. If you enjoy what we do and you want to be a part of this all, head over to patreon.com/Galactic War Report. And really, you only have to click a couple buttons and it just starts giving us money. And what could be better? It's easy for you to give us money. We love that. Your support makes this podcast possible, and you get access to the VIP section of our Discord, including the weekly Doth Chat, where we chat it up with our patrons for a little bit before we record our show. And usually we remember, oh, yeah, that's what happened this week. And so we even outsource some of the news to you guys, and that's what makes this community so great. That and your donations. So now then, punch it, Pop-Tart.
Yeah, so we have a lot, actually. We took it's funny how sometimes those weeks that we take off and, all of a sudden we come back and there is a ton. But I will say for me, this is just amazing. I finally have a reason to go for Lord Vader. I mean, I've been waiting I didn't need a lot, but this has gotten me into the point where I'm like, all right, I'm doing everything I can.
You needed some kind of push, clearly.
I did, yeah.
You've had time. So you needed some kind of fire.
So it's pretty awesome, too, because we kind of got like a road ahead / whatever that was, where we basically have an idea of really what's everything that's coming. And so in the era of the Revenge of the Sith, we actually have, it looks like the 2 other Vanguard Jedis have been kind of leaked, right? So it looks like we got Depa, which she just sounds like a model to me. I mean... if I was going to have a Jedi
it's
model
like Dua
name,
Lipa,
yeah,
like
right,
Depa Balaba,
yeah, it just I don't know
I'm about it.
So I mean, to me, that's great. I think that's wonderful. I don't think any of us were saying, hey, that's the one that we think we're just going to have, but I mean, it's going to be really nice because
yeah, I think it fits the bill really well.
Now that is his apprentice, right? So Mace's apprentice.
Yes.
And
and Kanan's master.
Yeah, which is really kind of cool there. So, and of course, she's also on the council. So, I mean, that's kind of interesting too. Now, the other one, which, I mean, it's already had the Jedi Temple Guard is going to be in there. He's already in the game, kind of. So, I mean, at this point,
been in the game for years, yeah.
But I mean, it just pretty cool. So we know now that it sounds like Legendary Mace, which looks like they've leaked a little bit of the imaging too. It looks like he's going to have a cape, which is nice, or a hood.
Love it.
I don't mind, right? I mean, I can't remember him wearing too much different outfits than hood or not
in
hood.
the Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars series, he had armor like General Kenobi's, and I don't remember if he ever did in the Clone Wars. I think he did, but he definitely didn't always, but he may have. I don't know. But, yeah.
Hey, I mean, I'm good. If they can just... all it takes is for them to put a robe on there, we should get a lot more, right? But
sure, yeah.
But still, though, I mean, it looks like with the Vanguards, I mean, it's going to be interesting to kind of see how that team goes. And now that we know this next conquest, so we'll actually have the Librarian ready to go at the end of this one. At least some people will. And hopefully we're not too far out. So now On the Vader team side, and so this again, if you haven't seen it yet, there's images, so you can see the images of the different ones, kind of just basically the artwork piece to it. It's going to be in the data mine sections for it. So looks like for the Vader team, we're going to have like Apo, right? So the one that came out today. Now CX2, I've seen some people say online that could be maybe somebody from Bad Batch. Have you seen anything on that?
I haven't, actually.
Yeah.
I was literally about to ask you who CX2 was.
Yeah,
I've seen it mentioned, but yeah.
And so that's kind of the interesting piece. I mean, again, there's probably somebody right now going, I know exactly who that is, and we'll look it up, don't worry. But
oh yeah, I remember CX2.
Okay.
From the sniper from the Bad Batch. Like, he wasn't part of the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
Nice. And then we have a disguised clone trooper, which I think is going to be pretty cool. So it's going to be basically, it's probably Mace Windu's, like, robes that he's going to be wearing.
Right.
But, you know, that's going to be pretty interesting. And I think that's also in Lego Star Wars. So I think that's a character in there.
Yeah.
So that was kind of interesting. And then the one I am super excited about is Scorch. I mean, we're going to have a commando in this game.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty sweet. I mean, that commando game that came out years ago, I still enjoy that. I still actually play that every now and then. It's a good one.
Yeah.
So then already, you know, we'll talk about CC1119 in a second here, but it looks like already Lord Vader is working just a tad bit better. And you can actually even take Maul out of that lineup.
That feels so weird. And it shouldn't, because like there's no reason those two should be on the same team. But
right.
like Maul was literally designed to be on that team.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty cool. And of course too, there's other rumblings too out there that Lord Vader's going to have a little bit of a touch up. And I don't know if that's going to 100% mean like the image itself, which obviously anybody that's listened to me on this, I enjoy when they make some changes to it. But on the other side,
that's like a national holiday. You go
it is. I love
you
it.
See a different portrait on there, you're like, get me a beer. I'm celebrating.
I know, right? It just there's something about that. I mean, it kind of feels like whenever I play any type of like sports game, basically. So if I play the new MLB anything, basically all I'm doing is looking for the new face scans and disappointed when they don't have the right one. But but on the other side of it, I really, really think this is going to be great for Lord Vader. I hope, and I'm not even hope. I know they're going to do us right, and Vader's truly going to be a beast. So it's going to be really exciting. And I know for myself, I mean, somebody that basically really my first Star Wars like movie I watched in theater was 3. So I mean, that's why it's in my soul a little bit here. So, but yeah,
I think I could be wrong. I think Empire Strikes Back is the second movie I ever saw in a movie theater, and the first, I believe, was Disney's Pinocchio.
Oh wow!
Like as a rerun, obvious. I'm not that old, but
yeah. I mean, I do remember mine. Actually, mine was Home Alone. We didn't watch a lot of movies as a kid, so but I did watch Home Alone. I do remember that as my first one.
Oh man,
I know.
I'm in this rabbit hole. Yeah, Pinocchio came out in 1940, so that was not. It was not the first run.
I was gonna say that'd be amazing. I mean, you'd look great for your age then.
People say I look young for almost 80.
All right, so why don't we go actually to something else that's kind of come up before we get into the kit too, because we have that tonight and a few other things, and also the Datacrons. So we need to go over those as well. But one thing that came up with this, actually with the CC1119 coming out, was it looks like there's going to be some changes to the almost the economy pieces to this, and when it comes to what does it take to actually buy these characters. And again, I'm not a person that is going to spend I think what the average is right around $300 to $325 is the cost of whaling out on a character. And so it's been interesting to see how they've kind of made some changes where, now they've added a couple packs. I guess so there's like a secret pack too. If you buy one, that you get another one this time, where you can actually go through and get a 7-star without just having to do the gamble packs, which is pretty nice. And again, we've seen recently where, if you buy the pass, you get 20. Also, too, like when it comes to new marquees now, they even have it differently. But it looks like, based on what I was seeing online, it's about $100 less. And again, the better part of that, too, is that inside these packs, you can actually have that Omicrons, you can have different type of gear. It really feels like they're doing what they can to drive people to maybe spend a little bit more on this game.
Yeah.
Have you seen that, too?
Something for their money. Yeah, and they've changed the structure already in ways where, like, with the episode pass, like we were talking before we started recording, that I bought the most recent episode pass because I like getting those extra little trinkets, But it also got me 20 shards right off the bat of Apo, which means I can do his higher tier, which gives me 5 shards every time I do it. So, like, it kind of compounds sometimes. So they've done that, and they just, even as a free-to-play, it used to be you just got a 3-star character and you were done.
Mm-hmm.
But, they kind of pump that up to almost 4 stars to entice you. But, all that stuff kind of has had this effect of making it a little cheaper already. So, yeah, I think as the game progresses throughout the years, they have always kind of had to ease the gate on certain... it used to be stun guns or stun cuffs or whatever, and they kind of eased that. And then it was like Omegas even eased that. Zetas, they have famously, proliferated Zetas. And so, yeah, it's always going to be, we want people to put them up to very high relics now and do Omicrons and all these other kind of things that they focus on, and these super expensive new Datacrons that we'll talk about in a bit. Datacrons are a perfect money machine for them too, and I don't say this as like I'm not saying they're evil for doing it. I'm just saying you invest in Datacrons, they go away. You must invest in more Datacrons. Mm-hmm. It's a subscription model, right?
Yeah,
and as long as you look at it like that, it's not. I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm just saying, like, I think they're kind of at the point where they're like, all right, people are sick of grinding shards for months and months on a character. So let's get them up there, make them a usable character.
Yeah.
Instead of like something that comes out now, we're celebrating Revenge of the Sith. If you just start grinding these characters now and you're free to play and they didn't make any of these changes, it's 2026. You missed it by the time you finally have your team working, So.
Yeah. No, it's, and then also too, did you see the Slicer bundle? That was kind of interesting.
I didn't buy it. I like the idea of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a relatively good value. Especially since, you kind of help define the value for yourself. Yeah. What do you need? That's what you're going to get. So, yeah, I'd like to see more of that in the future because I could definitely use one of those in a pinch.
Yeah.
I
want people to spend money on this game. I'm not going to spend a ton, but, like, I want other people too so it stays. So, I definitely get that. And, with the Datacrons, like you said, it definitely means that you can spend if you need to. And I think that there's been... I think it was the Disney game when that came out where people said, I would spend money if I could, I just can't. And I don't think they're going to ever, obviously have that. But on the other side of it, if this game, we said one of the characters 8 years ago came out, they still gotta put mouths in their feed. That's not going to work out, right?
Put
food in their mouths,
feed.
right?
Yeah.
Might
put
be caviar,
in their mouth.
Yeah, right. So I mean, there's definitely things out there. I hope that this is going to be a good thing. I hope there's more people that are going to spend and see the value to it, and so continues to feed the furnace there, so this game continues to go on. Yeah. So that like, is
the thing about spending is if it's a good value, like fewer people are going to be upset about the pay to win aspect of it. I mean, if it's a good value, if it's like, look, if you're not a millionaire, you're not winning at this game,
right?
You know, and it's a delicate balance because you never want to just make it straight up pay to win. That turns people off real fast. But if there's some stuff that gives you a little advantage, it should, you know, not be hundreds of dollars to get a little advantage. So,
well, while we talk about our I'm not going to say pay to win type of scenario, Datacrons.
You can for these.
I was going to say, why don't we poke into this, right? Like, yeah. I mean, so that was something that I mean, it came out, and at first I really wasn't, I guess, grasping 100% what this was, but now definitely seeing it. I mean, it's what, 2 Datacrons on steroids, right? I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's pretty intense. We had kind of talked about, we knew a little bit about them on our last episode, but now it's really out there, and we can see how it works a lot more. I mean, they're in the wild, so or at least they're in the store. I assume someone's buying them. I have not.
I've not.
But so instead of 9, they go up to level 19, and they have abilities like every 3 levels. Some of them are for characters, some are for types like Bounty Hunter or Old Republic or Phoenix or whatever. So they really are designed to be used for a very specific team for a very specific purpose. And their cost aside, they are incredibly fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think they look awesome. We're looking at the Mission and Zalbar one and how cool that is. From just they're already a fun team because of the Omicron, and now with that, like, that looks fun. The Boba Fett and Fennec one looks like a hoot,
it does.
too, because you want those two to be good, but they're not, and they're gonna be for a while. So I love that. It's cost wise, we keep saying they cost a lot, right? They're like 10,000 episode. Currency, I think, which is significant. It's not crazy, but significant. But leveling them up, holy crap!
Yeah,
28 million data cache. That's the currency that you normally get through playing Conquest on the Datacron node of Sector 1, right? That's a lot, and that stuff's fairly readily available through. You know, you can spend shard shop currency on it, and it's not hard to come by, but it adds up. 28 million of it. That's it costs a little bit.
Yeah.
So buy one of these if you want to go all in on one of them, because the requirements when you add up all the data cache stuff and all the acumen pieces, it is roughly equivalent to taking 4 Datacrons to Relic 9. To take one of these to Relic 7. Now, could you just take one up to Relic 9 and call it a day? Yeah, if you're a punk, you can do that. But that's not why you buy these. You want to go all out and make a ridiculous team. And I don't know, maybe some of them are, there's varying degrees of how worth it they are if you don't take them all to a bigger level. But it just feels like if you're going to do this, like, do it.
Yeah. I mean, to have 2 different, I think with us talking earlier about the Fennec, Shannon, those, like, you get basically 2 character like upgrades with one Datacron. And I mean, even with Boba Fett, I mean, if it legitly makes Boba Fett good, there's going to be people out there that just want to finally have a good Boba Fett. I mean, it's disappointing a little bit in some ways that we have only like a couple months of that. But I think the same thing with, you know, Darth Sidious one that's going to come back here in a moment for number 21. And I mean, that was amazing to be able to take down. I think it took down a Starkiller team, if I remember right. You know, so I mean,
probably, yeah, right.
So I guess in some ways it depends too on nostalgia and how many people want it, just because. And on the other side of it, if all of a sudden now there's on the defense you have a Boba Fett and Fennec, you're like, what am I going to attack this with? But it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. It is. I like the idea of it. It's kind of. I'll see one in action. I'm sure I'll see one in action, and I'll probably change my mind.
Agreed.
This is the dumbest thing ever.
Everybody around me, just don't do it, please. Like, just
yeah.
No, I mean it is going to be nice, and I think that when 10,000 for somebody that doesn't buy the pass, that's a lot, and I think it's going to be buying 4, right, is just obscene in my mind. But when it comes to that, but on the other side of it, if you buy the pass, there's a lot of people that have way more of that currency than they need. So
yeah,
this will help.
You know, one good point that I just saw on Reddit here is and I'll give credit where it's due. It's eJoy RS2. I usually get all the level 9 that I want during the first or second conquest. So one could think about working on a focus Datacron during the second or third conquest. And I hadn't thought of it like that, but kind of, yeah. Mm-hmm. Like I've got most of what I want out of this set. So, I don't hate that idea. Like, you know, buy one of these, go nuts on your third conquest, and maybe even 2 of them. I mean, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not bragging. I literally don't know. I'm counting. 8, 9. I have 9 level 9s. So, in theory, yeah, I could knock one of these suckers out without really breaking my back. Now, which one do I go for is the question. I think Boba Fett.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I had a Boba Fett that was actually decent, I'd go for that.
Yeah. Actually, does the character have to be Relic 5? I didn't even think of that. Let me look in the shop. I don't remember seeing it on the announcement, but if I go in episode shipments, there we go. It doesn't say. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll just buy it. I'm going to do it right now.
You've talked yourself into it.
10,000. Give me Boba. We got it. We got a Bobacron.
There you go. How much currency you have left on
that? Well, that's a good question, but
I'm at 13, so I'm like, man, I always feel like I'm a little bit broke.
I'm still at 47,000.
Oh, that's not bad.
I always get the episode pass, so I'm like, I stockpile it all right. So if I were to get another... I think Phoenix would be my second pick.
That's funny.
Just because that wouldn't take much work.
I like it. I mean, it's going to get you.
I'm going to buy them all.
Like, you're going to just... You got to catch them all, so...
Oh, God. All right. Well, I got Boba Fett's.
Well, why don't we now kind of transition into the other Datacron set, which is going to be set number 21. And I like to call this one kind of a repeat one in some ways, because there's a lot of good ones that's coming back. Now, looking at kind of the Bad Batch, anytime we have new characters, right, we usually get some Datacrons in there. So it looks like we have Crosshair, Omega Fugitive, Wrecker, Mercenary. They're going to have theirs, including Batcher.
Yeah.
Yep, and it looks like a regular Omega and Tech. Now, another one I'm kind of excited for is going to be Rebel Fighters. That Luthencron was pretty decent. If it's the same one from before, that was pretty dang nice, and you can actually take down Rey with him. So I'm looking forward to that one, of course. Other ones, too, when we come to Sith. Earlier, I did talk about Darth Sidious. It looks like his Kron's going to be back, and if you remember on that one, he basically is solo and becomes the true Sith as he was in the Clone Wars, which was a really, really cool thing as a whole. Now, do you remember, I think 3v3, he just murdered everything, but...
Everything you put him up against, yeah.
He
was an absolute killer.
It's awesome.
If you're trying to build a plan for what Datacrons to go for, that's the one.
Yep.
Go for Sidious. That's insane. And
I think last time we just said the more words, the better the likelihood it's going to be decent, and so he has a lot of words. He gains 200% defense, 200% health steal, max health and max protection, 100% counter chance and crit chance, and 100 speed. He's immune to daze and stun. At the start of his turn, he dispels all debuffs on himself, resets all cooldowns. And so, in whatever he uses his basic ability, he does damage over time. It is just crazy. And so, the start of an enemy's turn, if they don't have at least 5 stacks of damage over time, they are instantly defeated. No, if they have at least 5 stacks, they're instantly defeated. Is...
It's a bloodbath.
And then...
It's so fun.
The crazy part is it's then he kills somebody... He gets 100% protection health back.
Mm-hmm.
It is... all I want to do is make the sound, right? It's so good.
Yeah. I am looking, and it looks like Luthen's is not the same one he had before.
I just saw.
It looks weak.
Right. 5% max health and protection per relic level.
Mm-hmm.
What's the opposite of the Chef Kiss? Is that like the Chef Yak? I don't know.
Just putting shoes in their mouth.
Yes, right.
You know what? Palpatine's doesn't look bad, though, either. Whenever he stuns an enemy, he gains 10% crit damage and 5 speed, stacking. Oh, it's a max of 50, but until the end of the encounter. It's not bad. That'd be nice for a Starkiller team.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, so there's a few... good ones. It's going to be kind of wait and see on some of them, but yeah, that Sidious one jumped right out at me when I saw it. I kind of like Cassian's as well. Inflicting debuffs gives him. He's just going to constantly heal. How important is that, though? I don't know. Yeah. Him being on a Leia team, that's going to keep him alive a little longer. She can res him anyways, but I don't know. Not too bad.
Another one that I really like is Dooku's. Now, there's only one part of it that I really love. It says at the end of his turn, Dooku inflicts disarm. And
yes.
I just like the fact that he obviously was disarmed a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Dishand.
I didn't catch that.
Right? So it just
fun.
Kind of fun. But, in general, it's just an okay piece to it. But it's nice to see Trench have something. Maybe somebody out there wants to make sure that they can dispel all their debuffs, better in Territory Wars, maybe. I don't know. So
Newt's isn't bad. Gets 15% turn meter every time other allies use a special. Throw him on a Grievous team, and B2's constantly doing a special.
Yeah.
B1's constantly doing a special, so Newt's constantly going. Profit.
Yeah.
Step 3, profit.
Now, the last one on this list here is actually going to be for our, I should say, I'm going to say CC1119 just for the sake of it. And the really cool thing...
government name.
I know, right? The thing that I like about this is that one challenge, anytime that you get a new character in the game, especially for us more free-to-play players, you don't get to use it for a long time. It takes a really long time for it. And looking at kind of these clones, we probably got a little bit before we get all four of them up and running with Vader. But basically, his Datacron really makes it to where you can use him without having all the other dark side clone troopers. So I do think that it's another incentive, for people to buy it and to use this. And from what I've seen so far, it's pretty. It's real pretty. So
yeah. I should point out some of the more exciting light side and dark side ones too, because truth of the matter is it's hard to re-roll and get the exact character you want or whatever. But those light and dark side ones reveal with pretty minimal investment. As far as dark side, we are getting the oh no, that's a light side one. Yeah, light side gets the tank is defeated, revive him with 100% health, reset cooldowns, gain a bonus turn. Very nice. And then they are also getting light side. At the start of the encounter, all allies gain 15% max health and protection for each other ally. There's some other abilities, but those are some really tried and true good things that light side's getting. For dark side, I don't see anything that's really incredible. There's some fine dark side stuff, but light side really lucked out with both of those.
Yeah, especially the two. I do like the 15% one. It just seems you can never go wrong with giving more health and protection.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always
that,
nice.
and those 25% turn meter ones are deadly.
Agreed. All right. Well, anything else you want to add or for Datacrons here?
I think that's it. I think we'll see when they. They're like I said, they're in game, but once Conquest starts, a new round of Grand Arena, et cetera, we'll kind of see how they go. The Darth Sidious one, like I said, it's a known quantity. It's a killer. You're gonna want it.
Mm-hmm.
But
gotta do it. Now I do have one already. But I can't do anything with it, so
yeah. I know I just bought that Boba Fett one, and I can't do anything with it. No, I can, because I can spend Shard Shop currency and get Acumen 1. Look at that. 25% crit damage for me.
There you go. That's a win.
Love it. And 10% crit chance. Hot dog.
That's a win right there. So, well, speaking of a win, I think we need to talk about CC 1119. So,
yeah,
it is time.
I think it is. I think it's time. This is our first. But yip. I love it. This is the first of the dark side clones. The 501st clone trooper. He doesn't have the 501st designation, sadly. I feel like I wish there was a way that you could just make them all clone troopers and maybe designate somehow that Bad Batch doesn't fit in, and if you have to give Rex the Bad Batch tag or whatever. There's some clones that didn't turn, but realistically the one that kills me is Cody.
Yeah.
Cody turned. He should be a dark side clone. He should count. Also, Apo should be able to be a part of General Skywalker's team. Like, whatever. I don't know. You know how your thing with the people getting glow-ups is my thing with, like, game mechanics that should work, but I'm too dumb to explain how they could work. So, anyways, let's just go over the kit. We've all got them at this point. So, his basic is called Imperial March. I almost couldn't believe that a character didn't have that as a name for an ability, but here we are. It is deal physical damage to target enemy and grant defense penetration up for 2 turns to the strongest ally that didn't already have it. So that's going to Lord Vader.
Yep.
First, right? So he's always going to have defense penetration up. During Appo's turn, call all other attacker allies with defense penetration up to assist. First special is Nightfall. It's got a cooldown of 4. This is dispel all buffs on all enemies. Deal physical damage to target enemy and stun them for 1 turn. Then call a random Darkside Clone Trooper ally, Darkside Clone Trooper support ally to assist. The ally that assists stealths at the end of Apo's turn for 1 turn, and Apo and Nightfall Trooper gain critical damage up for 2 turns. Why is it phrased like that? Nightfall Trooper. Well, they gain it.
It's because he spawns.
Oh, that's the name of the
that's
spawn.
The spawn.
That's
yep.
right. Okay.
There you go.
I thought they were saying the one that is... Okay. Yep. Makes a lot more sense. Okay, second special is No Witnesses. Cooldown of 4. This is a Zeta, which I foolishly applied. Deal physical damage and trigger all stacks of damage over time on all enemies. That's awesome with Lord Vader. Nightfall Trooper assists and gains advantage for 2 turns. If Lord Vader is in the allied leader slot and the target enemy has 8 or more stacks of damage over time, inflict Order 66 on the target for 2 turns, which can't be copied, dispelled, or evaded or resisted. Order 66 is immune to buffs and can't be revived if they're defeated. And then he has a unique as well that is called Vader's Fist. This is also a Zeta. This is an Omicron for territory battles, too. Darkside Clone Trooper allies gain 5 speed for each enemy, excluding summons, at the start of battle. Doubled for each Jedi and Lightside Ufu. And if all allies are Empire, you summon Nightfall Trooper into the ally slot. While an allied Nightfall Trooper is active, Apo has plus 50% offense. Whenever an enemy is defeated, reduce the cooldown of No Witnesses by 1. At the start of his turn, Apo dispels Foresight on all enemies. Enemies who had Foresight dispelled this way are exposed for 2 turns. At the start of the encounter, if the ally in the leader slot is Lord Vader, and all other allies are Darkside Clone Troopers, and there are no enemy Galactic Legends, and it's a Thursday,
yes,
Apo gains Coruscant Commander until the first time he's defeated, till the end of the battle. If the ally in the leader slot is Lord Vader and all other allies are Darkside Clone Troopers, at the start of the battle, Apo recovers 100% health and protection. Start of the battle. So for territory battles, that means each phase. At the start of the encounter, allied Lord Vader and Darkside Clone Troopers gain dramatic entrance for 2 turns, which can't be dispelled. And Apo gains 3 stacks of Operation Nightfall, which can't be dispelled or prevented. Now, Coruscant Commander can't be defeated if there is an active Lord Vader. And then Operation Nightfall is when Nightfall Trooper is defeated, remove 1 stack of Operation Nightfall from Apo and summon another one. Yeah. So that looks like a pain in the butt. Now, the territory battle business. Oh, and dramatic entrance. It is plus 25% offense, deal bonus true damage equal to 10% of the target's max health, which can't be evaded. Gain 20% turn meter and dramatic entrance for 2 turns if this unit defeats an enemy. That's like Poe's dramatic entrance for ships. Works the same way. Okay, while in territory battles, at the start of the battle, Apo gains plus 50% max health, max protection, and tenacity. At the start of the encounter, inflict Order 66 on all enemies for 2 turns, which can't be copied, dispelled, evaded, or resisted. Whenever Apo scores a crit, he gains 25% offense stacking for the rest of the encounter. When Nightfall Trooper is defeated, inflict Death Mark on the strongest enemy for 1 turn. At the start of his turn, if an enemy is disarmed, inflict 2 stacks of damage over time on all enemies for 1 turn. While Apo has dramatic entrance, whenever he deals damage to a target enemy, they're stunned for 1 turn, which can't be evaded or resisted. So, looks pretty solid.
Yeah, it does.
The Nightfall Trooper also... Oh, he's got a couple abilities. Basic is Imperial March. it's the same as Appo's. He has Defender of the Empire, call a random dark side clone trooper support ally to assist, and they stealth for one turn, then deal physical damage to the target enemy. Appo and Nightfall Trooper get advantage. And then a unique is Battalion Brothers. Whenever Nightfall Trooper uses an ability, he gains 20% offense stacking, doubled if he scores a crit. And while in territory battles, he has more. Appo gains an additional 3 stacks of Operation Nightfall, which can't be dispelled or prevented. This unit's stats scale with the summoner's stats. Can only be summoned to the ally slot if it's available. Can't be summoned in certain raids. Unit can't be revived, yada, yada, yada. The typical summon stuff. So, a heck of a good start.
Yeah, it is.
This already looks like an awesome compliment to Lord Vader. And you know these other 3 are going to be the same thing. Just like, oh my God, Lord Vader's too powerful. This is amazing.
I hope so. Like, I am hoping for just... It doesn't have to be, like, a complete game changer, but... I mean, just this alone, if they only made this to where this was just the lifter, it feels like it would work.
So this already feels meaningful.
Yeah. I mean,
which is rare when a new batch of characters comes out, that the first one comes out and you're like, yep, this is good. This is good.
I love that, though, in some ways, because it's like, I mean, honestly, like, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go for Lord Vader now. And it's a very big investment to go for Lord Vader. I have a reason, because just this character alone makes it to where, I mean, Lord Vader's going to be better. And if you've watched any video online of the testing for him, it's looking great. I mean, and especially for the fact that, I mean, especially offensively, I mean, it just really just packs a punch. And I'm sorry, but this is also means it's going to be pretty nice in territory battles, too. I still think having, if all of a sudden you get Lord Vader and now it makes even that easier, too. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm super excited. Again, though, they could probably have like a mop with with some type of clone helmet on it. I'm like, this is going to be great for Lord Vader, right?
I would be even more excited about that. Are you kidding me?
Man, I'd call it Wilson. I don't know why. But
God, that'd be incredible. So I'm very, very happy with this squad so far. It doesn't feel overpowered. It feels appropriate. It feels fun. And it shouldn't be overpowered. It should just make Vader worth playing. You know?
Yeah, agreed. But it'll be interesting to see how it works. Is it going to be an offensive team? Is it going to be a stupid defensive team again? Because there was a little while where it wasn't always easy for Lord Vader.
Oh, in the pre-Bo days, it was kind of tricky. I remember I'd always save Jedi Master Kenobi because that was the only thing that could beat it, like reliably. All right, so let's talk for a second here. One more news story here. We've got some info on this era battle, Nightfall. It's coming on the 15th.
Yeah.
It's weird.
A little bit.
Right? Like, it's weird. So, in order to play it, at Tier 1, you have to have at least one Darkside Clone Trooper. Which, alright, cool. At Tier 2, you gotta have at least one Darkside Clone Trooper at 5 stars or better. Okay, well, I'm getting there. You need 7 stars or better. Cool, for Tier 3. You need Relic 9 to play Tier 6, so it's going to be... it's going to be a minute. It's going to be a minute. They loan you a Lord Vader, so you don't get to use yours, which I don't like. Minimum squad size is 2. Oh, that includes your Lord Vader. Okay. All right. Well, that's a little better. But this is kind of like what they were talking about with assault battles, they were kind of hinting at assault battles being phased out and these taking their place. And everyone said, well, that sounds like about the dumbest thing I could imagine. So they're not doing that. They're keeping assault battles, and this is additional. I mean, the rewards look solid.
Yeah.
Like, let me see. The tier 6, you're getting 5 droid brains, 5 million credits, 5 Omicron mats, and 5 Gerda keypads. That's nothing to shake a stick at, right?
Yeah. I mean, 4 is pretty good.
What's that?
4, I think, is going to be pretty good, too. I mean, the signal
4 looks
data.
good. Yeah. A lot of signal data. Equal chance to get 15, 20, or 25 fragmented signal data or incomplete signal data or flawed signal data. As well as carbonite circuit boards or bronzium wiring. I would take the circuit boards any day over that bronzium wiring. Bronzium wiring, like I select a batch of something, I need like 18. And I like select barely any, and it's like, that's 312 of them. I guess I'm good for another couple months. Like, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but not a whole lot. So, I mean, the rewards look good, but I think... So it starts April, let me see.
15th, yeah.
15th. And it's only going to go for, let me see. Oh, it doesn't say on here, but it's temporary. We're not, look, you and me, we're not going to see these rewards. That's that's not what this is for. And I think a lot of people were upset early on that it reinforces pay to win. Yeah, it does. But I'm looking at this as like, hey, if I can do a couple tiers of this, that's something.
Agreed.
You know?
I mean, if I can get 10 to 15 shards of something, if I can get to tier 2, I don't feel too bad about that.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, I mean, so you gotta have for tier 2, you gotta have a 5-star Darkside Clone Trooper. And, you know, I bought the episode pass, and I'm sitting at 20, I think. It's not my favorites. Yeah, 20 out of 65. So I would need to come up with 45 more. And I'm doing those daily things, so I'll get a few more of those. But, like, this really is like some whale food.
Yeah.
It's neat. I'll take my little bonus, and I'll happily walk away.
I mean, the whale's got to eat. That keeps this game going, you know?
It's true.
I'm eating a little bit of, I'm not saying goldfish, but, you know, I'm a little bit on the other end of the pool. I'll watch you guys do it. I'm happy for you.
I am going to just buy one of these stupid packs right here, right now.
It's working.
It is. I got 7. Wow, that's crazy. I'm going to buy one more.
330.
I got 7. Wow, that's crazy. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave
2
it.
more.
I got 7 twice. So, okay, so now I'm at 34 out of 65, which is really no better off. That didn't mean nothing. Yeah, I'm going to buy one more. I should have just bought the 6,000 one. All right.
What'd you get?
This is going to do it. Oh, that's crazy. I got 7.
Oh, man. Wow.
I'm done. I won't do it. I'm getting a little crystal pour now, so.
That's funny.
Yeesh.
So, yeah. I mean, that's... again, like I said, that's on April 15th. I also think that's going to be pretty close when Balin comes back, too. I'm ready.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm ready. I mean, more than just, like, ready for the... Like, it's time. It feels like it's been... And I did look, actually, on events, and it is a little bit longer than the last one, so...
Yeah,
come on,
so.
CG.
I'm ready in that I have met the requirements for it. I am not ready in that I have not saved any signal data Any Zeta mats. Well, I saved enough to do one Zeta because Apo came out and I'm like, give them both the Zetas. Why would I not? Oh, because I'm about to unlock Ahsoka and Balin, and that will destroy any Zeta supply that I have. So, big oopsie on my part.
Yeah, mine's not going to be ready right off the bat by any means. With just getting Ahsoka, and I mean, I used everything I had to unlock Ahsoka. So, at this point, I mean, either way, he's going to be a regular color on there. He's not going to be like he's not unlocked. So
Blue
I will
border.
be happy.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Like a peasant.
I know.
Oh, goodness. All right. So we did something in the guild.
Yes.
We got through all of those corny old raids, and we're back on Naboo, baby.
There you go.
And
feels good. Feels so
it
good.
feels good. I don't know, like, I still hate it, but I love it. I don't know how I feel. I'm glad we're back.
Yeah. I mean...
And I found... Because I was on vacation, and I'm like, look, I'm not going to do a remod. I'm not going to do all this. So I run Gungans, I get max score. Sure. I run Queen Amidala, max score. Okay. I tried, like, B2 with Sidious and Maul, and I got smoked. So I'm like, fine, I'll do this bare minimum thing. And I just made loadouts based on Darth Vader and I think Jedi Knight Luke, and applied those two to Sidious and Maul. Max score.
Wow.
That's all it took. I just needed to make 2 loadouts, so I don't have to hot utils every time. I can just bop, get in there and do it.
Just bop it. Come on.
I did Luminara and Kit, their team, max score.
Wow.
Don't have to remod. It's set. Keller and Beck, I tried. I don't think I remodded anything, and I got like 80% of whatever my max score is on that. So, so I'm in a spot where I do feel like months and months into this, I finally did the bare minimum, and I can just easily get a high score. So,
hey, we'll take it. I did the best I've ever done, but there's not a ton of max scores. I think I'm still top. I think I'm 4.5, 4.7, something like that.
I forget exactly where we landed for score, but we were like very firmly right in between.
Yeah. I mean,
2 crates. So we're kind of like, we could push for a higher one, but everyone would have to be perfect, and we'd probably have to do a couple upgrades. And this thing's peacing out in like any day now. So I think we're all kind of the mindset that like, we'll just take our, after doing the Sith raid,
I know, right?
The Rancor, we'll just take whatever, you know?
Yeah, we ended up on 130 million crate, so 130 million. So
okay, yeah,
we ended up. I mean, we were about halfway to the 260 something. I think it's 260 million. So it would be a chunk to get us there, but still, I mean, nice to get some of that actually good currency again. I mean, able to get a little bit of relic materials on that, which felt pretty dang good. So I'll take it.
Yeah, agreed. It's like we're in the big leagues again, at long last. So, so without getting too far into it here, Grand Arena, we had a week last week. We're starting up. What is this? This is week 3.
Last week of
the 5v5s.
Yeah.
God, going back to the 3s. Oh my god. How was your last week without? This show's so long at this point. Like, people have all tuned out. They're all mad at us, unsubscribing, canceling credit cards for their Patreon, all that. But But yeah, what was your week like?
Losses times 3. It was vacation got a hold of me, unfortunately. So one of the days I was driving and I just handed my phone to my son and said, "Go at it, pal." And so, but really, that's really all losses last time. Now this time around, I will say I did get a full clear. We'll see what happens. I ended up scoring 1797, so not a great score, but it's good enough. So we'll kind of see what happens. And it was nice because I pulled it up and there wasn't one Datacron, so that was amazing. So
that's always a treat,
right?
Especially on week 3.
I know.
Like, you've had some time to fix your Datacrons, bro.
It's all right. Don't do it. Don't even try.
Don't do it. Yeah.
I like it better when you don't try. How about for you?
I had the exact opposite. On vacation, and it worked out. Wednesday night, I went up against Eleculus, I think. Smoked him. The only thing I didn't really succeed on was CLS trying to take out a Maul Mandalorian team. I got Maul, Candyman, and Gar out of the picture, but couldn't take care of Django and Super Commando, so I had to go clean that up with Iden Versio. Everything else was cut and dry, and they had bad ships. Thank you. I love that so much.
It's the best. It's the best.
It really is. Then in round 2, they cleared me, but I won 1811 to 1803, so kind of close. The second round, I was up against this chap called Self Sigap, and I don't think. Let me see. I had one defense with my Grievous team with Stap and the Stap Omicron, but that's not even active because he's only Relic 3. Oops. I couldn't get through all of their stuff. They couldn't get through all of mine, but I won 1050 to 989. My one stop was my Leia couldn't take out their Ahsoka. Came down to Ahsoka and Ezra left, and I said, well, this is dumb, and put my phone down, knowing I had won already. And then round 3, I actually waited till 4 o'clock when it wraps up at 5. Oops. And we were in New York, hiking in the mountains, and I pulled my phone out and had a signal, and I said, why not? I'm only on the ledge of a mountain and could tumble to my death if something goes wrong. But nothing went wrong, and I won. So it wasn't a full clear, but I won 1125 to 879. And I learned that Jedi Master Kenobi can very easily lose to Baylan Skoll.
Oh, wow.
That's a pretty nasty realization. So I don't recommend it. I streamed. I'm back on Twitch. I streamed today's fight, round 1 of week 3, and I don't know. I got a full clear. I only had one stop, and it was because a bot was in the chat, and I didn't have my mod stuff set up in OBS. So I realized after the fact that I was only like a click away from being able to do it in OBS, but I had to log into Twitch, go to my channel, look at the chat, find them, kick them out, all that. And by the time I got back to the game, there was 6 seconds left, and I just timed out on a battle of Lord Vader taking down Gungans. I totally could have done it, but stupid bot trying to sell me some whatever nonsense. So anyways, that's it. We need to pack it up and go home, which is, for me, just upstairs. But before we do that, we owe these people an update. They need to know who you grinded.
All right. I'm glad you asked because I got a lot on here today. Soka, she's officially all the way done. She's Relic 7, not going any higher than 7, and her ultimate's done, so that is nice. she's actually gotten me some holds, too. That's been
nice.
Really, really nice, too, which is kind of surprising in some ways. But, so yeah, now Bad Batch group, I'm still going to work on the new folks coming in, but I will say I will probably drop them like they deserve it when all the other clone troopers are able to be farmed. But at this point right now, Omega went from a 1530 to a 2165. Now, Bratcher there, 1530 out of 4 out of 65. So, is it Batcher or Bratcher? Is it
Batcher?
Yeah,
Bad
why do I have an
Batch.
R in there? So, but
little pirate dog.
Bratcher. I think we did that last time too, didn't we? Anyways, repeat. Now, Darkseid Ray, we decided to... Not we. Yes, the voices in my head and myself decided that we're going to stop at Relic 5 because we are going to go for Lord Vader and we're going to go hard. So she went from Relic 3 to Relic 5, and honestly, it's working really well. So we'll keep her there for a little bit. Now, I did make some moves with Lord Vader. Embo, he was actually Gear 1, and so he got up to Relic 3.
Oh, my.
Zam was Gear 12. Now she's to Relic 1. Newt went from Gear 12 to Relic 1. Dooku went from Relic 6 to Relic 7. Padme went from Relic 5 up to Relic 8. So I know that's 2 weeks, but that felt
That's
like
some big moves. Yeah, that's a lot of signal data you dumped into that.
I'm broke now. I ain't got nothing left.
I bet.
So that means basically I still have Tarkin at Relic 3, Arc at Relic 3, Echo at Relic 4. So I mean I got a little ways to go, but honestly I'm not too far out, which is really pretty crazy if I can end up getting 2 Galactic Legends in a pretty short amount of time. So, and then for my dirty clones,
dirty clones, I love it.
Basically, it looks like we're 15 out of 30 for Mr. New Guy there, but yeah, it feels good. It feels really good to finally have a reason to work towards Lord Vader. And man, now next week, don't expect so much of this. It's probably going to be like 1 relic up, but
yeah.
So after a week, and I will say that I poked into your roster while over that week. I want to see how close you were for Ahsoka.
Buy-in.
So I know that others are going to be asking the same thing. So who you grinding?
Yeah, well, it's a good question because let me tell you, I've been grinded. I've been on that grind. Padawan Sabine went from 72 out of 100 up to Relic 7. Dunzo. Huyang went from 74 out of 100 up to Relic 5. And he's just like a couple signal data away. So like at the midnight kickover tonight, I'll probably just get him up to 6 at least. And then Bad Batch, let's see, Omega went from 34 up to 84 out of 85. Batcher was 64 out of 65, now 20 out of 85. And then Hunter and Crosshair, no progress there. Peridia Patrol, they're all in my favorites. They're all Relic 8, and they're just... I'd love to take them to Relic 9, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's getting heavy. Miscellaneous, I also have Stap in my favorites because I'd love to take him from Relic 3 to Relic 5 so I can use that Datacron because it is quite spicy. And then Chief Chirpa is in my favorites. He's Relic 3, but for territory battle purposes, we need a Relic 7. And look, if we need an Ewok or a Jawa, I'm usually the first to jump in and be like, sure, why not? I'll do it. Because, like, I'm playing the long game here. Because I feel like if there's a weird galactic challenge where you have to use Ewoks and it's really weird, I happen to have Relic 7 Ewoks. So I guess it's not really hard for me, you know? Maybe there's a chance that it'll pay off someday. I don't know. For Zetas, I did both of that one dork, Apo. And I have only one in the bank now. So Balin and Ahsoka are both about to hit my roster, and I'm not. And I mean, heck, Jocasta, in a couple weeks as well. I'm just going to be Zeta starved. But once I get over this hump, it's actually going to be quite smooth sailing, because it'll be a while before we have another Galactic Legend.
Yep.
And we'll have some more content coming out. But I am almost completely Zeta'd up. I believe, let me see, do I have GG? Yes, I do. I'm pretty sure that if I go to tools here, what to Zeta, I think there's only one that I don't have on my characters. What to Zeta, it says, yep, Krennic's leader. That's the only Zeta that I don't have. And I feel like just doing it right now. But I'm not going to, because that's just plain stupid. I've done enough stupid things today. That's all we got for you this week. It may not be the best advice, but at least we didn't recommend you slap a Zeta on Krennic's leadership for your OCD. If you want to continue the conversation, join our Discord server. It's linked in the show description. You can become a real-life Jawa by supporting us on Patreon, and share your thoughts by leaving us a podcast review. Big thanks also go out to Pabuapa and swgoh.gg and swgohevents.com for providing all the hard data we misinterpret weekly. Thanks for tuning in, and may the Force and RNG be with you.